Did the Catholic bishops feel disrespected by the remarks made by these spokespersons? Were you disrespected?
Persecution is what you get when you preach the good news. And you don't stop because you are being persecuted. How can Nigerians be abandoning their country? And the president and the leadership, a political leadership, is saying, let us manage, things are hard everywhere. That is not why you are there. You are not just a political leader. You have also a moral responsibility to address the issues of countries. And if you say it's overwhelming, then resign.
The presidency has faulted the Archbishop Emeritus of the Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja, Cardinal John Onaikan, for publicly disclosing details of the closed-door meeting, describing the comments as inappropriate and a breach of the confidentiality expected of such high-level engagements. When you saw the statements released by the spokespersons attached to the presidency, how did you respond?
If people who work for the presidency or work for government or work for even other institutions peddle in lies, in pretense, in fiddling while Rome burns, in not giving good advice, it doesn't turn out good. And to act like an attack dog for great people who are patriotic for our country is something that is not only unfortunate, it is a disgrace. And it's not about defense, it's about listening. People in positions of power must listen, and listening makes you stronger. And we don't say he's not doing well. He is doing his best. But sometimes you do your best and it's still not enough. And the enormity of the challenges of a modern society is so much for one person to solve. But government cannot say, because I'm doing well, I've done it, or don't tell me anything.
The meeting you tagged private, you published some snippets and pockets of commentaries from the president. Is it still private? Or don't Nigerians allowed to know the details and context of that meeting?
First of all, a meeting between the bishops and the president was aired by television. NTA was there, other television houses were there. The discussions held are not, it's not like a confessional. And going to speak about the issues of the nation, we are there in public. What is the secret? Insecurity, is it a secret? The educational imbalance, is it a secret? The fact that the economy is very low, is it a secret?
What is the conversation? What are their concerns following the feedback? What are the Catholic bishops saying? How are they reacting to this presidential conversation?
I must laugh because the matter of truth is so objective. Truth is out there. You don't need to have an emotion about truth.
So we have this religious war that has been evoked by this remark, saying that the Catholic bishop spoke for Catholics and not for Christians. Then Obala said that alongside saying that this is political and, trying to imply that this is because of his stance.
Mr. Bwala is someone you cannot take serious. Unfortunately, that's the correct thing. The Association of Christians of Northern Nigeria yesterday made a very, very powerful statement denouncing him, denouncing his statement, and denouncing his attempt to divide the Christian body. It is already in the news. When truth is said, it has nothing to do with, is it a Muslim who said the truth? Is it a pagan who said the truth? Truth is truth.
What must Mr. President do now to ensure that the Catholics do not become victims, so to speak, as they've been labeled now? The Catholics are supporting, the Catholics are, what must the president do now?
So what the president must do is to listen to good advice and have the courage to act accordingly. What the president must do is to sack people who are around him, who tell him lies and who give him bad image. What the president must do is to assume the moral authority to say that I'm trying my best and to say I'm going to tackle it headlong. What the president must do is to resign because I cannot continue to rule again because I'm incapacitated. What the president must do is to tell Nigerians the truth.
You see, I have always said this, particularly to religious leaders and our elder statesmen. I'm not against comments about government. Because if comments are not made about government, government may not be able to know areas where they should concentrate or focus. Therefore, government is available to receive comments. But when comments made by a particular section consistently, government becomes, or not even government, even individuals become very careful. If you're a religious leader and it is perceived or seen you are taking a side which is very clear, it becomes difficult for people to begin to see those comments as being helpful or real. I am aware of the position of Cardinal Onaikan. All of us know it's not hidden. His position, who he supports, everybody knows that.
I don't know that support.
No, that's why I say. That's why I say. It's not every time say things are bad, things are bad. Nobody has heard you say one day, government have done this well. I cannot see, the point I'm trying to make is that as a leader, commend government when government have done well on some areas. Criticize government. Now look, yes, you have done this well, this well, this well, this well. But we should think that you should look into these other areas. But if their comments are every time nothing positive, the government must worry about you. Government will begin to think that you are merely criticizing because you oppose to the government.
No, but these are, you see that statement that he made, who are not partisan.
Don't tell me, no, please, don't tell me that, not partisan. Don't tell me that. You know what happened in 2022 election? People took side, religious leaders took side. It was very open.
Honorable Minister,
I'd be stupid to sit here for anybody to tell me this person is impartial. No, we know ourselves in this country. We know what belongs to where.
but what's their stake, sir? Because someone will be curious to know, if you say they are partisan, what do they...
Who did they support 2023? It was very obvious. They made it clear.
Well, Honorable Minister...
But what I'm saying, there's nothing wrong in that. But the point I'm saying that you cannot be seen consistently in holding just one view about the government.
Let me create...
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Let me make some context as to...
The position of Mr. President came very clearly in that statement that he made. In politics, all is fair. Is that true? If that is what politics is, that in politics everything can be done, provided you win election.
Well, clearly that's not correct.
That is
if
not
that
correct.
is what was said, then it is certainly not correct.
That
because
is not.
There is
When we had it,
there is propriety in everything, and
and that is what we are worried about. We are worried about the fact that we see clearly that our government is bent on winning by all means, and unfortunately they have a lot of means at their disposal to win, and they are deploying all those means in a way that eventually, even if we had a free and fair election, the votes of the people may not count. But we gave two warnings.
Right.
We gave two warnings. The one you mentioned. I'm trying to remember now. But the second one is that if we do not rearrange our election system to make sure that elections are really free, fair, and credible, it can lead to difficulties.
Right. I mean, you talked about the dominance of a one-party state.
Okay, yes.
And then
we want that the country doesn't gain anything by a one-party state in a so-called democracy. There's nothing. Of course, we are not expecting Mr. President to help the opposition to defeat him. No. But the point we are raising is that even though the president has all the powers of incumbency, he is in the election. He is a candidate like any other. He is a candidate like any other. And that is why we call our electoral commission independent. Now, there are doubts in some quarters about how independent this electoral commission
But he talked about the electoral commission.
He said so.
He said he was independent.
He says so. But like we also said, words are not enough.